Hi, it's Mary again with your sacred daily soul message. Today's card is healing. She's journeyed far, seeking peace, only to find it was never out there. This card is your invitation to return to your heart, your sacred sanctuary where your true self patiently waits. Are you feeling lost, untethered, or like joy is just beyond your reach? It's time to pause, to turn inward, and to listen. Reconnect with the part of you that's always been whole. This isn't about fixing anything. It's about remembering. You haven't lost your way. You've just wandered. Your heart is whispering, come home. In this stillness lies magic. In this return, you'll find truth. And in your heart, there's healing. Not out there, but right here. What's one way that you will reconnect with your heart today? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your heart. I'd love to hear how you connect with your heart, what your practice is. My practice, and I've taught you this, I've shared this many times, is to place the two fingers on my sternum with a bit of gentle pressure so I can feel it there over my heart. And to breathe in and push my heart out towards my fingers and allow it to open, and it just opens. Now I want to have a little look at this card here. It says reconnecting with your true nature. And of course it's the image of a woman. She has green tattoos. And she's snuggling up to a tree with a heart. So our true nature is our soul. And our soul is your soul is a fractal of the divine, of universal consciousness. And fractal is a very good word for it, because fractals are like holograms, and one tiny piece contains the whole thing. You know, when you get a fractal and you go in and you go in and you go in and you go in, that's a repeating thing. And we are a fractal, which means that we're all a part of the one. We are all the same universal consciousness having a human experience. But each physical body is a different human experience. You've not lost your way, it says. You're just wandering. Not wondering, wandering. And that reminds me of my Nana. She used to say she never got lost. Yet the family always said she always got lost. She always took so long to get anywhere because she got lost. She said, I'm not lost. I'm just exploring. And if we look at it that way, when we feel like we're lost, We feel like we don't know where we're going and we don't know where we are. And we're a little bit bewildered and overwhelmed even, which is a bit further on than bewildered, isn't it? It's kind of like, it's just too much and I can't cope. Bewildered is like, oh boy, this is a bit weird. And overwhelmed is like, this, I'm not coping. When we feel like that, if we can change our focus, and this is the trick about stories, right? The stories we tell ourselves defines, the stories we tell ourselves define the way we see the world. And if rather than thinking of ourselves as being bewildered or overwhelmed or lost, we see ourselves as being on an adventure, or I'm trying to think of alternatives for bewildered and overwhelmed. Can't think of them straight off my head, but there will be alternatives. Reframe it. That's where healing starts. Healing starts in the reframing. Taking away the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Because we all know that in grief the woulda, shoulda, couldas are killers. Stumbled over that one. And if we can allow ourselves to release the woulda, shoulda, couldas and say, I know I did my best with the energy and the resources that I had at the time. I did my best. At a different point of time with different resources, I may have done differently. I may have done better. But I did my best at the time. And that's the most that I can ever ask of myself as a human being. And once we can show ourselves that radical self-compassion, that's where the healing comes. And we start to show that to other people. I'm a Virgo stallion, you know. I'm so Virgo, it's hard to be more Virgo than me. And I am really self-critical. I am the worst at tearing myself down, telling myself that I'm useless. And I have spent the last 9 years working on that. Longer than that, but it's been like, it changed 9 years ago. I changed the way I used my words probably about 20 years ago. And I removed the have to, need to, those words. And the don't. Instead of saying don't or forget, don't forget, I say remember. So start by reframing those words. Start by talking kindly to ourselves, showing ourselves self-compassion, and then that starts to spread out into the world. And it's much easier to be compassionate to others when you're able to be compassionate to yourself. It's not been easy, but it can be done. Even a Virgo can learn to love itself. So anyway, I've waffled again far too much. Healing. Reconnect with your true nature. And have a beautiful day. A beautiful, blessed day connecting with your own heart. See you again tomorrow.